Denis never ever wanted to play striker. Denis always wanted to play midfield. That was where he always wanted to play. And Matt never wanted him to play there. Matt wanted him to play up front all the time. And when I came to Manchester United now and I was a midfield player, he pushed Denis further and further forward, and Denis didn't like it.
Well, I was like the old type inside forward, which was basically, you know, an up and down, you know, just like a midfield player really. And that's what I wanted to play, but I had to play up front, like, don't really come back over the halfway line, which I never really enjoyed that. I enjoyed playing like all over really. But Sir Matt says that, you got to do it, you got to do it. So, yeah.
Tonight, we offer our tributes to a true Manchester United legend, Mr. Denis Law, the Flying Scotsman.
Billy once said the only British player that could play for Brazil was Denis Law. He was quick, he was a lightning, he'd followed every shot in, he was magnificent in the air for his height, and he was like that.
Denis was my boyhood hero. He is one of the greats.
He was a great Scotsman, cantankerous, troublemaker, banned every Christmas, and he loved beating England.
Don't you think, well, I've got to come back to Manchester United on the Monday with Bobby Charlton and Nobby Styles saying if they'd won, oh dear. So there was no way that was going to happen. This was going to be a battle.
Denis Law, made in Aberdeen. That was what I called the last film I made for MUTV back in February 2019, when the Lawman celebrated his 79th birthday. Sadly, 5.5 years later, Scotland's greatest ever footballer is one of the growing number of ex-players suffering with dementia. That's why the King of the Stretford End wasn't present when former players, along with family, friends, fans and Sir Alex Ferguson, gathered at Old Trafford to pay tribute to the last surviving member of our famous United Trinity.
We're absolutely delighted to welcome you on behalf of a true legend tonight. We offer our tributes to Mr. Denis Law, the Flying Scotsman. And we're absolutely delighted to welcome Sir Alex Ferguson here tonight, who's going to say a few words and pay tribute. Thank you, Sir Alex. But before we do that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to call upon Mr. Alan Gowling just to come and say a few words, and then we'll have the toast. Thank you very much indeed, Alan. Thank you.
Thank you very much. A warm welcome to you all, and many, many thanks for your support this evening. Denis was my boyhood hero. My father used to take me to the opposition ground, Main Road, where Denis played at the time. And he used to say to me, now there's a player that you want to try and imitate, and obviously watch the way that he plays, how he moves around the pitch. Now, nobody moved like Denis, but I know what my dad meant. There's no way that I could ever imitate Denis's movements. He was my boyhood hero, there's no doubt about that. He is one of the greats. And we welcome members of his family here tonight. I hope that you enjoyed the occasion and have a great evening. It's deserving of you. Before I leave you in the capable hands of Alan Keegan, I should like you to stand and receive your guests on the top table, and also hear the loyal toast. So if you'd all stand, please, for the loyal toast. And the royal toast is Charles the King.
There we are, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Alan Gowling. Thank you very much indeed, a Manchester United legend. Thank you for opening the night there, Alan.
Coming up, the full tribute from Fergie, who was guest of honour on this special evening. Sir Alex, another of Aberdeen's greatest ambassadors, of course. David Gill, Martin Edwards and legendary kitman Albert Morgan were among the special guests who joined Fergie on the top table. As the official filmmaker at the 39th annual dinner staged by the Association of Former United Players, not only was it a big honour to be there to document this unique event, it felt like a duty I was meant to perform. I've known the Lawman ever since I was a teenager, when my father wrote the King's first autobiography. And personally, I've made 2 official documentary films telling Denis's life story, along with countless other video tributes. I was there when Denis was given the freedom of the city in Aberdeen in 2017, recognising his great achievements on and off the pitch, where the Denis Law Legacy Trust is a fabulous charity that benefits the people of Aberdeen. It was around that time I was making my final film with Denis that the Lawman recorded this little commercial to promote my very first YouTube channel.
I'm Denis Law and you watch your Vision Sport TV, but whatever.
Special guests at the Denis Law tribute evening included 1968 European Cup winners John Aston and Paddy Crerand, who was sitting with another former United teammate, Jonny Giles.
It's absolutely wonderful to have you here, Mr. Jonny Giles, ladies and gentlemen.
Giles played alongside Paddy in United's 1963 FA Cup final triumph, when Denis scored the first goal in our 3-1 win over Leicester. As always, the evening raised thousands of pounds for charity, thanks to the incredible work created by famous United artist Stuart Beckett and a well-supported auction hosted by the Voice of Old Trafford, Alan Keegan. But the real highlight of the evening came when Sir Alex Ferguson took centre stage and delivered a heartfelt tribute to his great friend from Aberdeen.
Ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, it gives me great pleasure to introduce the greatest manager ever to pay his own personal tribute to Denis, Sir Alex Ferguson. Thank you, Sir Alex.
Well, it's an honour. So, been brought up in Glasgow, the time that Denis was emerging, we all copied him. Every time we scored a goal, we wiped our suit. And it had that impact because at 18 years of age, he made his debut for Scotland at Cardiff Arms Park. Jack Kelsey was the goalkeeper. Came out to clear the ball and hit Denis in the shoulder, his first goal for Scotland. 1-0. Come on, Denis. But he was such an influence in Scottish people, and I've got to make the Scottish thing right now. Oh, he's bloody English. You can sit and dwell, but he was a great Scotsman. Cantankerous, troublemaker, banned every Christmas. And he loved beating England. So somebody should have told wee Nobby that. So coming down the tunnel at Hampden Park, Nobby goes up to wish him all the best. So I'm not going to repeat the language, but included your specky wee, your baldy wee. So you can imagine what he actually said to Nobby. Nobby was shattered. My hero is talking to me like that. But that was Denis, who loved beating England. So 1967, I know that England's won the World Cup in 66, but we really won it in 67. I was in the squad, actually, believe it or not. And he scores the first goal against England. And he wins, and I saw him after the game, and he's full of sweat, and he says, first thing he says, was that no fantastic, that? What, beating England? He says, yeah, of course, we always have to beat England. So he had this Scottish thing about him. It was wonderful. And as a player, the things I'm saying about him is cantankerous. He was a winner. He was a winner. He was lightning quick. And, you know, his career, I actually heard about him when he was at Huddersfield. You know, I was up in Scotland. He said, tell me this young boy, And of course, he was at Huddersfield Town when he made his debut against Wales. Jack Kelsey was in goal and made a mistake. And went on to score, I think it was 33 goals for Scotland in 57 appearances, which is not bad. And he went to City. Sometimes we make mistakes. And then to Torino and up to United, and that's when his career really. And I always remember in Scotland they didn't actually show the FA Cup finals when United played Leicester. They showed the replay on the Sunday, and he scores that fantastic goal for to win us the cup. And if you analyse Denis, it's difficult to say what was his great quality, because he seemed to have all the attributes he needed for a striker. And Pelé once said the only British player that could play for Brazil was Denis Law. And I think he was saying all the things that if you were a Brazilian player, that's what you needed. He was quick, he was a lightning, he followed every shot in, he was magnificent in the air for his height, and he was like that. He's built like that, you know what I mean? I think he was about 5 stone or something, but there wasn't a lot of him, but the heart was there. The heart was unbelievable. And, I think, I was a striker myself. When I got to 30, 31, I think it was, I started to realise I wasn't as quick as I was up front, and I used to drop in the middle of the park. Dennis never did that. He remained up front all the time. He wanted to be where all the damage was. And, his career at United, and it's fantastic, and obviously this tribute to him is absolutely deserved. I don't know why we waited that long, but anyway, he's such a fantastic player. And it was my pleasure to copy him. I did that. I think all the Scots forwards in my time copied Denis Law. That's how the influence he had in all of us. And I know his family are here today, and his son said to me, "What are you going to say about him?" I said, "I'm going to slaughter him." So don't do that. How can you slaughter Denis Law, for God's sake? But it's my pleasure to be able to stand up here and pay tribute to a truly great player and a great Scotsman. Thank you.
Well, there we are, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Sir Alex Ferguson. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to give you a couple of minutes just to take your little tea break or your toilet break, and then we're going to come into the auction. We're going to do 6 items first in your programme and your brochure, and then we're going to call upon Mr. Martin Gold to entertain us. So 2 minutes, back with the auction, and make some money for the Association of Former Manchester United Players. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, please let's thank Sir Alex Ferguson. Thank you.